This review covers the 32 Ford 5-window coupe. It's a 2-in-1 special edition kit in 1/25th scale from Revell, number 4228. It was released at least 4 times since 2009, so chances are we'll see it again. It's a build-friendly, popular kit of a favorite subject. Now, the 32 Deuce has been one of the most sought-after cars for restoration because of its availability and versatility for drivetrain variations. Its lightweight was made it great for racing, and the classic lines for show cars were evident, as well as, great for simply just weekend driving by enthusiasts everywhere. We'll be using the 2016 kit release here, which has a whopping 191 pieces. It's molded in white, chrome, clear, and transparent red with soft vinyl tires and custom and optional graphic decals. You can also choose from a dual quad V8 or a Mustang 5.0 power plant. It's a 2-in-1 kit with lots of extra parts to build, and you can either make it a full-fendered street rod custom or as a highboy, which is our choice for the review. When you're done, it'll be about 6 3/4 inches long, 2 3/4 inches wide, and 2 3/4 inches high. Looking at the styrene parts, you can see there's very little flash on the body, etc. And they've got a full set of fat fenders there, a rumble seat option. There's also 2 complete engines there and on different trees. And there's optional hood skirts too for the hood if you want to build it that way. The chrome parts are very nice as well. As you can see, there's just 1 set of tires though, which makes it just a street rod version, not stock. You got some nice clear glass to install there, and there are full sets of options for the engine pieces as well. The instructions are very easy to read and follow, and they start out with an introduction of the subject, as well as you'll note that there are full lists of paint callouts, and you'll see that some of the part lists in a lot of kits nowadays don't have this, but they include the part names as well. Now this is going to be our choice for the build. It appears to be like an old Firepower 392 Hemi. It's got nice chromed headers and appointments here for this motor, so it builds up pretty nicely. Once you get the construction going, it's easy to follow. There's no mistakes, and it all goes together well. And here's a look at the basic engine. We put a copper tone on the block and heads, and of course embellished it with all that bling. The transmission is steel colored, and there's a white oil filter there, along with the fan and pulleys that have been decorated. Here are the parts for that Mustang 5.0, and it's a nice representation of the motor. And so once again, the instructions are pretty clear. You just follow along there. There are no surprises, but remember, also with the other one, you have to scrape any plating off before you expect the parts that you glue to stick together. And here's a look at that Mustang 5.0 V8. It's nicely done. It's a nice representation. When you're finished with it here, not quite done of course, but as you can see, the chrome is a nice accent. And this is a look at the front and rear suspensions and wheels. And as you can see, the trim rings are out there because we're going to be using the Steelies for the highboy version. But you also get a choice of mags if you want to use those. And so from the box art, you can see there are a choice of mags with the black walls, also a choice of white walls with both the custom street and Steelies for the highboy. Now get out the parts for the suspension and chassis. You can see everything has positive location points. It's rather simplified but easy to install and easy to detail. We'll be also adding in the wheels and the suspension structure here. So gather those initial parts and we'll start construction with the chassis. The chassis was painted a complementary dark blue in satin finish. And then, of course, you could add your aluminum exhaust and the brake booster and master cylinder going up in the upper middle there, as you see. And that's where it was located on the Model Bs. Now, here are the rest of the suspension pieces, and they'll be added in next. You can see the rear end is just painted a semi-gloss black. You can take your choice of colors for shocks, etc. Go ahead and put that all together. And as you can see, you've already got a rolling chassis with that great-looking drop front axle. Turn that chassis over. You see the big script there for the copyright, but it should be pretty well hidden. Add the intermediate shaft and the gearbox there to the inside of the driver's side of the chassis. Okay, it's already time to go ahead and grab that engine and finish that up with the headers, etc. And we're going to install that along with the radius rods and the suspension components to the chassis. The interior is one of the highlights of the kit. It's nicely done. You've got separate panels, so the detailing is easy, but the whole thing is not overly done, like something you'd see in a custom rod like this. It also has 2 dashboards for that variation, and 2 different types of steering wheels, but once you put it all together, as you can see, it's easy to detail with some chrome and some highlighting and a nice paint job. You've got a gorgeous looking interior for your choice of body styles. Alright, use a little Elmer's or Crystal Clear for the rear and side windows, and then we're going to assemble the windshield frame and window along with the mirror, also using some clear glue, and install the entire bucket into the body. As you see, you're going to put that into that position there after you've given the body your choice of color paint. And once that's dry, you can assemble the whole thing, and the interior bucket just slides up into that. Put a little glue along the outside edges of the bucket to glue that into position. Just make sure it's seated all the way up. And at this point, for this version, your model is complete. And in this version, without adding decals, this is an easy builder. I'd recommend it as almost a number 2 that you could work into a schedule to build with a child for a nice representation of an easy kit that can be built fairly quickly. So that's the presentation for this review. However, there are some other facets of the kit because it's packed with parts, etc., and we'll detail some of that for you next. Some of the other options in this kit are a separate bumper or bumperettes, the fat fenders, as well as different radiator grills. You can see here the side curtains are optional and a different radiator grill. There are plenty of things that are special and optional. You can make this kit any way you want, even a rumble seat or crossbar headlights. There's just any number of ways that you can customize this kit to make it your own. The decal sheet is another highlight of the kit. As you can see, there's a nice demonstration here of where to place the decals, but as you look at the decal sheet itself, it's just very colorful. The register is very good. You get a lot of optional script work and pinstriping, as well as a plethora of flames. And on the box art, you can see where they've applied some of that. And surprisingly, you got yellow flames with a red outline on a yellow car here, but it's the full fat fendered mag version here, and you can see it lends itself to different variations. And so, like I said, our model is finished. You see here with the custom fuel tank up front, and it's our little street cruiser highboy. Once again, a very simple build, but still very nicely done and nicely detailed. And you can take your time with this and add as many options or changes or variations as you like, or you can build something like this as a slump buster or with a child to give them an intro into the world of glue kits. So if I were you, I'd find one and buy it and put it on my shelf.
Thanks for joining us at Right On Replicas, where we're proud to bring you the best scale model kit reviews on the planet.
This review is brought to you in part by Ryder's Hobby Shops, where the fun begins. Stop in to one of Ryder's 2 convenient Michigan locations where you'll find a full range of the latest hobby products, supplies, parts, tools, and paint. You'll find aisles and aisles of scale model kits, RC models, model rockets, Warhammer gaming, and railroading products. Stop in at Ryder's today and tell them Doug sent you.